Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the Fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.
Guys, welcome back, and welcome to the top 15 beers of 2015 video, finally. I guess this isn't really like a top 15, it's more of my favorite 15 beers of 2015. I had said in my New Year's video that 2015 was a ridiculously awesome year of beer for me. So picking my 15 favorites it was tough to do this list, but it was fun. It was fun to kind of look back on the beers that we reviewed and all the beers that we shared and all that good stuff, and had a blast this year doing this. So I apologize in advance for the length of this video. I didn't plan on it being this long. It just kind of happened that way. I actually blame my brother Nathan from behind the bar, because when I saw his year-end video, he put it in my head that I needed to have like clips from every single beer that I put on my list. So it was an editing nightmare. I suck at editing. I'm not good at video editing. So this is about as good as a video as I can do. But yeah, this might not be your guys' favorite 15, and I might have left off beers that maybe people think are better, but that's the fun thing about beer. It's fun to sit and talk about and chat about and all that good stuff. So I will say that just before we start, honorable mentions for beers that didn't even make the top 15, which is kind of mind-blowing. Barrel-aged Speedway Stout from AleSmith. That beer was amazing. Prospect that we had from Foley Brothers was the last beer that I had. It's fresh in my mind how awesome that beer was. Modern Times School of Certain Victory, a freaking awesome sour. Swish, Bissell Brothers. There's a couple Bissell Brothers beer that were awesome, but Swish, I mean, how is Swish not a top 15 beer? Like, did I really drink that many awesome beers? But yeah, Swish got left off. Sosis from Toppling that I got from Eric and John. Like, that beer was mind-blowing. Society and Solitude from Hill Farmstead that Darwin sent me didn't make the list, which is crazy. That beer was awesome too. And then all the Treehouse beers. There's a lot of Treehouse beer on my top 15, but the ones that didn't make it are kind of crazy to think about. Sap is not on there. Haze is not on there. Julius is not on there, which kind of seems sacrilegious. Curiosity 18, Curiosity 21. I could have done like a top 15 and probably had all Treehouse if I wanted to. So you will notice I have to kind of expand my reviews. I think 10 of the 15 beers on this list are hoppy beers or IPAs. So, I mean, I'm an IPA guy at heart, so that's what I like to drink. But there are some stouts and some sours that are on here. But my goal in 2016 is to kind of not get away from IPAs, but I want to review more non-hoppy beers just to kind of get those up on the channel. So yes, without any further ado, again, I apologize for the length of this video. If you want, open up a beer, kick back and relax. Maybe you want to watch this, maybe you're listening to it while you work, whatever. I really appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate all of you guys who subbed to the channel, everyone who shared beers with me. You guys are amazing. So yeah, let's get into this. So without any further ado, all right, guys, coming in at number 15, this was a beer I had never heard of before, and it was Peril Imperial IPA from Lawson's Finest Liquids. I had said when I reviewed this that it was one of the best, top 3 best triple IPAs. And being a hoppy beer guy, when I was making this list, I was like, this beer needs to be on this list. It blew me away. Again, it was a beer that I had never heard of. I'd only had Sip of Sunshine until late in this year from Lawson, so I hadn't got to experience all the awesome Lawson's beers, but this beer absolutely freaking blew me away. So I think it's worthy of a spot on this list. It's number 15. It came from my buddy Jeff. You are seriously the beer Jesus. There's a couple beers on this list that you sent me, so I cannot thank you enough for sending these amazing New England beers. So yeah, Peril is number 15, an 11% triple IPA. So let's go ahead and see what we thought about this. This is fucking amazing. I'm actually blown away by this as far as like 11% goes. This has to be, I mean, this is up there for me with Younger and with Exponential Hoppiness. It's insane. Wow. I mean, for what it is, for being an 11% beer, this is perfect. It's not overly sweet. It's not boozy. It doesn't drink like 11%. The citrus, the oranges, the tangerines, the grapefruit, it's just explosively juicy up front. Awesome hop bitterness, middle of the mouth. I don't know what the IBUs are in this. I don't think it says. I have to look it up later, but it's not overly bitter. It's balanced. It's so balanced. Finishes dry. Finishes with like the sweet tropical fruits. This is amazing. This is an amazing beer. I mean, I wouldn't do anything to change it, to change anything. Insane. This is crazy. I don't know. Maybe I'm overreacting to this, but As far as an 11% beer goes, there's not one that I would say is better than this. This is up there with as any beer that I have. And if I gave Exponential Hoppiness, I gave an A+. That was before I was doing numeric grades. And Younger, I said, was the best triple I ever had. This is as good as both of those. No question. So it's Hunnits. This is insane. So good. Peril Imperial IPA from Lawson's. If you've had it, let me know what you think. They just released it, I think, on Christmas Eve, so you can try and trade for it. Jeff had said it's one per person. I don't know what it's trading for, but I am absolutely over the moon stoked that I got my hands on this. So, Jeff, bro, I cannot thank you enough for sending this. So, yeah, I'm out of here. I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna go share this with my wife. She's gonna freaking love this. I know it. It's crazy. This is the best, easily one of the best triple IPAs, one of the best double-digit IPA beers I've ever had. So there you go. I mean, anytime you compare a triple IPA with the likes of Pliny the Younger and Alpine's Exponential Hoppiness, you know it is sick. So, yeah, moving on. Number 14, from Trillium Brewing, Boston, Massachusetts, Congress Street. I could have had any number of Trillium beers on this list, and for whatever reason, this was the one that stuck in my mind the most, I think. I got this from my man Nick from What Cheers. Shout out to you, buddy. I don't know where you've been. I haven't seen you lately, so I hope everything is well with you. And Happy New Year, by the way. But yeah, Congress Street was one of, I think it was the second or third Trillium beer that I had, and it just absolutely blew my mind. Trillium is ridiculous when it comes to hoppy beers. They're up there for me with Treehouse, Lawson's, some of the best hoppy beers in the country. So yeah, this one, another one, it blew me away. Like, I couldn't get over how juicy it was. So let's go ahead and see what we thought of this one.
Stupid smelling.
This reminds me of like when I smelled green for the first time, and I was like, wow, I've never smelled a beer like this. The nose on this beer is ridiculous. Good God. Are we just gonna give it 100 now and turn the camera off? Not even worry about tasting it? If it's anywhere near what the nose is, this beer, yeah. I'm just, whatever. Nick, thank you, sir. Cheers. Really? Fucking really? I kind of feel like it's pointless to do Treehouse and Trillium reviews anymore, because you can only say the same thing over and over. That's easily one of, not only beer, this is one of the greatest liquids I've ever ingested. Whether it be alcoholic or non-alcoholic. Holy fuck. .2%. There is no alcohol anywhere in that. That is straight up velvety peach nectar. Are we going to give it 100 right now and not even taste it, he says. Anytime you want to give a beer 100 just from the aroma alone, you know it's probably one of the best beers you had of the year. So, yeah, moving along. Number 13, we're going back to Lawson's. It's crazy. Double Sunshine. A freaking killer double IPA. Again, this came from Jeff. This beer was like, I think I said it in my video, it was a whale beer for me, a beer that I had wanted for a long, long time, and it just, the way it traded, I never was able to trade for it. So he was kind enough to send it, and it did not disappoint. One of the best double IPAs. It's more of a West Coast feel for me, which I absolutely love. So Double Sunshine, number 13 on this list, definitely worthy of my favorite 15 beers. So let's go ahead and see what we thought about this one. Oh, I'm so fucking glad I'm drinking this. There's like papaya in there. Oh man, this smells so good. It's like, it's hops mixed with juice blended in a glass. Like, if someone gave this to you blindfolded and said, tell me what you're smelling, you'd be like, you would never guess it's beer. And there's no way you would guess that's beer. It's juice, it's just oranges, it's tangerines, tropical fruit. This smells insane. I'm salivating. I need to take a drink. So Jeff, thank you so much, sir. Cheers. Dude, that is fucking incredible. Let's see what the IBUs are in here. It doesn't. There is an awesome pop of bitterness. Just thinking about it, sitting on my tongue right now. That's amazing. Yeah, taste follows the nose. It is straight up like biting into an orange. It's orange juice. It's like sweet tangerines. The bitterness actually, it's hanging on. I like that. I like bitter. I'm a West Coast IPA guy. Or you guys know that if you watch any of my videos. I like bitter beers, but this is so tropical, fruity, and citrusy, and you get that sweet like pineapple, mango, like whatever that tropical fruit juice is on the finish, that it's balanced. 8%, you're not tasting any booze. You don't smell it. I mean, obviously it smells like fucking juice in a glass. But this is absolutely amazing. If you've ever had Sip of Sunshine, just think of Sip of Sunshine on steroids. Because that's I'd what say anytime you describe a beer as Sip of Sunshine on steroids, it's a good thing. So Double Sunshine was awesome. So yeah, number 12. Are we at number 12? Yeah, number 12 we're at. Number 12, it was a West Coast beer from Kern River Brewing, and it was Citra Double IPA. Again, another whale beer for me. It's a beer that you have to win a lottery to get. So I've entered the lottery the last 3 years and I've never won. So big shout out to my brother-in-law Lane for hooking this up. He got his hands on some bottles and shared one with me. So this beer was, I mean, you'll see from the clip, I think I might have been maybe overreacting to it. I don't know. I had spent a week in Mexico for Thanksgiving, and this was the beer that I drank when I got back. And after drinking Mexican beer, this beer was fucking insane. So I apologize in advance for the bad things I might have said about Mexican beer in the clip. I don't know. But yeah, let's go and see what we thought about Citra. It is just jumping out of the glass. And that dank, like, basil note is amazing. I will say I might be kind of, I don't know what the right words are, but since I've been drinking basically piss water for 7 days, smelling this is like smelling the most pungent, crazy, hoppy, citrusy beer ever. It's incredible. It's like having my first Treehouse beer again. But yeah, it's oranges, orange peel, tropical fruits, like mangoes, papaya. Like I said, there's like sweet like peaches in there, but there's that awesome like dank basil note underneath that. So this smells absolutely freaking killer. It smells a lot like Citra Showers did, but just more pungent. And again, that could be because I haven't smelled like a killer smelling beer in a long time. So Lane, thank you, sir. Cheers. Whoa. Holy shit. That is absolutely crazy. It is so good to have like hoppy beers again. I'm telling you, Mexico, I love you, but your beer game is fucking horrible. It is. It's horrible. Your beer game is terrible, Mexico, but I do love you. I don't apologize for that, though. Moving along to number 11. I can't believe this was number 11 because this beer was, I thought, my favorite double IPA of the year back when I had it. So pretty surprising where it's at. Yeah, this is Dinner from Maine Beer Company. This beer is a freaking pineapple bomb of a beer. And this stupid label's not gonna, whatever, it's too light out here. This beer came from my brother, Nathan Ryerson, from Behind the Bar Beer Reviews. He sends me, well, he doesn't always send me, but whenever there's a dinner release, he's got like a hookup for dinner beer. So I've been lucky 3 times now, I think. He's gotten dinner and he has sent me a bottle. So I can't thank you enough for that, bro. Seriously, thank you. This was my second Maine Beer Company beer that I did. I think I re-reviewed it this year. I had reviewed it last year too. It was like my New Year's beer. So blew me away both times. It's a Hunnet. It is. It's just an absolutely just I think it's pineapple juice. We'll have to check and see what I said in the clip. I'm remembering that it's pineapple juice, but I can't believe it's number 11. So let's see what we thought about it. Gosh, that smells so good. You're not getting any booze on the palate. That's just straight up pineapple hop juice. Stupid easy drinking for 8.2%. This beer is, this is world class. I still think this might be my favorite double IPA. And I say that because like the other double IPAs I've had, Heady Topper, like those East Coast ones, those are more of like that fruity kind of citrus thing. This is more of like a dank tropical fruit West Coast style. I like dank, I like bitter. That's what this is. This is crazy good. This might, yeah, I mean, again, I hate like drinking a beer and then instantly hyping it like, oh my gosh, this is the greatest thing ever. But I think this might be the best double IPA I've ever had. And I had said that before in my last review. I said this was probably the beer of the year. I don't know if this is the beer of the year after some of the Treehouse beers that I've had, but this beer is absolutely freaking phenomenal. Even over a month old. I mean, I can't imagine drinking this like same week of bottling. It's probably just ridiculous because it's amazing at, you know, what is it? What are we, 5 weeks old? Or I mean, yeah, 5 weeks. Just ridiculous stuff for a Maine beer company. It's dinner. If you see it, definitely check it out. Absolutely trade for it. Do whatever you can to get your hands on it. I'm giving this one 100. I can't find any faults in it. There's nothing I don't like about it. Yeah, that was dinner. Pretty crazy that I had said it was possible beer of the year and it ended up number 11. So that's how insane this list is. So number 10, we are going back to Vermont. The Alchemist Focal Banger, or as I like to call it, Focal fucking Banger, because this beer is a banger. I want so many more cans of this if it's possible. This came from, again, my buddy Jeff. Thank you so much for sending this. It is Citra and Mosaic, my two favorite hops, and it is a marriage of just, it's crazy. I can't explain how good this beer was. We had talked about Todd the Axeman, which I loved. This beer shits on that beer. It is so good. So I guess Alchemist is expanding. They're going to get a big new brew pub pretty soon, and I heard Jeff had mentioned that they're going to brew this a lot more. So hopefully when that's done, we can all experience Focal Banger because it is freaking insane. Let's check out what it's Citra and Mosaic. It's tropical fruits, it's citrus, it's berries, it's melon, it's peaches, it's any awesome, like just imagine going to a tropical place and whatever fruit you would see, like that's what's in this beer. It's crazy. There's no maltiness, there's no dankness. It's not resinous. It is just straight up putting fruit into a blender and blending it and putting it in a glass. So I am salivating. Let's go and dig in. Jeff, thank you so much, sir. Cheers. That is insane. That's so good. It's I don't even know what to say. Like, it's fucking amazing. This is insane. It just, the taste, it's explosively juicy. The taste follows the nose. It's tangerines and oranges and peaches and pineapple. I will say, front to back on your tongue, there is an awesome bitterness that just kind of rolls front to back. Sits there for a second, but just falls right off because it's just like another wave of just juice. Orange juice and pineapple juice and peaches and just... This is crazy. This is nuts, man. Getting to rewatch Focal Banger, that beer is. I realized editing this video, like I say insane a lot. I say the same things over. I say insane. I say stupid. I say dumb. I don't know how to describe things when they're mind blowing. So I apologize that I say the same things over and over. But Focal Banger was crazy. So moving on, number 9. This beer probably could have been higher on this list because it was it was crazy. It was Curiosity 22 from Treehouse, one of the coolest labels on a beer ever, by the way. This was an Amarillo hopped single IPA, 7%, and it blew my mind. And I realized when I recorded this video that I needed to get help with my lighting in the garage. So the video quality on this one's kind of shitty. It's like blurry and dark, and I got some new lights out here because of this video, I think. There might have been some after this that were still dark, but this beer it's my favorite Curiosity beer. Still is. It's crazy. I love this beer, and I wish they'd brew it again. But this one came from my buddy Leo. I can't thank you enough, Leo, for hooking up these Treehouse beers. You are a saint, and I love you. So yeah, let's check out what we thought about Curiosity 22. Dude, that's pineapple and peach juice. That's not beer. And it's not bitter. It is, wow. Holy fuck. Is this better than green? That is so soft and just straight up juice. It is, like, I'm repeating myself. It's mango juice, it's pineapple juice, it's peach juice. It is just cutting open a piece of fruit. Sorry about that, I got photobombed. But yeah, this is insane, just straight tropical fruit juice. It's not beer. This is nuts. Seriously, I say the same thing, almost the same thing. I mean, I reviewed like Mob, which was completely different, and I reviewed like the Eureka beers. I mean, those aren't like on the level of the IPAs that Treehouse makes. Green has always been my favorite Treehouse beer. I have said Green is the best IPA I've ever had. And then I had Curiosity 18, which was amazing. And then I had Curiosity 21, which was ridiculous. But I think this might be the best Treehouse beer I've ever had. So yeah, that was Curiosity 22. I realized when I uploaded that my kids had walked out when I was in the middle of the review, so that's why there was like I had to like cut it. It's probably a good thing that they did, because I was having a serious moment with that beer and I could have very well shot my load on camera. So holy balls, C22 was crazy. So number 8, this is the first non-hoppy beer in the top 15. And it is still my favorite barrel-aged beer, I think. Bourbon County Brand Stout, the 2015 vintage. This beer is awesome. It's drinking freaking amazing right now. I know the whole AB InBev thing, whatever, all that shit aside. If you've never had Bourbon County, you absolutely need to seek it out. It should still be on shelf. I saw it on shelves during Christmas, so it's still around. If not, trade for it. Do whatever you can to try it. It was the first barrel-aged stout that I reviewed on my channel last year, and I think 2015 is even better than 2014, and I loved both of them. So, yeah, it's Bourbon County. You guys know about it, so let's go ahead and see what we thought about it. If you were to take plums or cherries or figs or dates, like when you go to fondue, and if you were to dip them in chocolate and eat them, and then have like, and then like sip on bourbon while you have like dark fruits, like chocolate covered dark fruits in your mouth, is what this I imagine would be. I mean, there's a little bit of warmth going down. It doesn't taste hot. It's just mouth coating. It's viscous. It's amazing. This beer is fucking awesome. Worth every penny. I had to get my hands on some variants this year, so I traded a bunch of stuff away to get some variants. So be on the lookout for that. I did get a bottle of Rare. I got a bottle of Proprietors. I got a bottle of coffee, and I got a bottle of barley wine. So the only one I didn't get was Regal. So it is what it is. But gave up quite a bit of stuff for those beers. So I'm really, really looking forward to checking those out. I wanted to review this one first to kind of have, the base beer, so to speak, down. And then we'll check out the variants from now. I gotta get some people over to share those, though. I can't drink Rare and I can't drink Prop by myself. I gotta share those. But this beer is an easy 100 for me. It's still my favorite barrel-aged beer. It's fantastic. There's nothing about this beer this year that I would change. I'm glad I have extras. It should last me a while. I don't know. This beer is so killer. I almost feel like with regular Bourbon County, I could come home every night. It's like cold tonight. It's foggy. It's feeling like Christmas. I feel like I could come home every night and open one of these and just be super stoked on it. But I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to drink them all now or if I'm going to sit on some. I'm not sure. But this is absolutely amazing. So yeah, Bourbon County. I mean, anytime you can say you can come home and dome a 14% beer by yourself on the daily, it's a winner. So moving on to number 7. I actually cannot believe this is number 7. It probably could have been higher. I mean, we're starting to get into, you're splitting hairs with these beers, but number 7, another Treehouse beer. Shocking, I know. It was In Perpetuity. This was a 6.7% IPA that Nate at Treehouse brewed for Lauren, his wife, to celebrate their first anniversary. This beer was crazy, and it seems like every time a new beer from Treehouse gets brewed, the Treehouse Facebook page, everyone kind of, is this the best Treehouse beer? Is this the best Treehouse beer ever? I really thought this at the time might have been the best Treehouse beer they had ever brewed. So a crazy, crazy beer, one that we probably won't get again. I wish they would brew this again. Just call it something else. We'll never know. We'll just be like, dude, this was like In Perp, Team Perp. Even John likes In Perpetuity. He says it's the best IPA ever. So it's a winner if John, who hates IPAs, hates everything that's hoppy, says it's great. But yeah, let's go ahead and see what we thought about it. Between 45 and 55 degrees, the beer just opens up like crazy. And this beer is fucking beautiful. Jeez. But what's new from Treehouse? Yep, it is orange juice. Actually, it looks lighter on the camera. It looks like almost like grapefruit juice in the glass here. An awesome solid finger of super bright white, just pillowy, fluffy head. But yeah, as you can see, you cannot see my finger through that beer. It is completely opaque. It is exactly what Treehouse beers look like, every single one of them. I mean, you want to talk about consistency? Treehouse is as consistent as it gets with their appearance in beers. They are all hazy, it looks like juice. It's not fucking. I wish I had like a shit macro lager in my fridge right now, because I would pour it and we can look at the difference. This is what beer should look like. Everybody, anyone who sees this is what your beer should look like. The filtered clear beer, that shit sucks. This is what beer should look like. It looks like juice. It looks like a Hefeweizen. It looks like some of the sours that Nathan and I drank a couple weekends ago. It looks amazing. There's glass lacing. There is no alcohol. There's a little tiny bit alcohol legs, but yeah, 6.7%. It's just, this is what an IPA should look like from now on. I used to think West Coast IPAs were the best looking beers, but no. New England IPAs, specifically from Treehouse, and Trillium makes good looking beers too. But that unfiltered, just hazy juice, man, what a great beer in perpetuity was. And it shows, like I said in the clip, it's consistency. Those beers always look, smell, and taste amazing. Never had a bad beer from them. Never even had an off beer from them. So moving along to number 6, I don't have the bottle for this one. This beer was one that I had shared with me from my brother Nathan from Behind the Bar. We were out in Idaho for a arcade tournament for my podcast, Arcade Outsiders, and we had brought some bottles to film some reviews on his channel. So a full review is on his channel. I'll leave a link. I'll leave a link for all these videos in the description below if you want to watch the full video again if you haven't seen them. But it was Apricot Du Premier from Side Project. I had never had a Side Project beer until that day. I'd actually never heard of Side Project until he brought that beer. So it was one of the best sours I've ever had. And when I say sour, like, I like sour beer. Tart is cool, but this beer was sour. It was puckering. It was apricots for days. It was insane. And I'm so fortunate, so lucky, so blessed, so any good adjective you can think of that Nathan shared this beer with me. But now my issue is I want all of the Side Project beer, and I'm probably not going to get any. So yeah, this was a fun review. Let's go ahead and see what we talk about it. Appreciate it. Cheers. Oh.
Wow.
Holy shit.
So, in the last beer review, you said your lips were chapped and it burned your lips? Mm-hmm. I definitely just
That was the Grim Goza, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is sour. My mouth is still watering.
This is so tart.
This is the shit that I love.
Yeah.
This is like when I think I told you, like, when I first got into IPAs, I wanted like the craziest, hoppiest IPA ever. And then once I started getting, I'm gleeking. Once I got into sours, I wanted like the most sour beer I could get my hands on, and this is sour.
This is, if somebody made like the way I'm going to describe this right now, it may sound weird, maybe not. You said Warheads in the last video with Lemon. If somebody made an apricot, like, dude, sour as shit candy, that is what this is.
This is so fucking sour. Wow. I love it. But this is one of those beers that you could not drink a ton of.
No.
I mean, we're lucky we're sharing this bottle.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of, with then apricots, the 13 Duck Duck Goose that we reviewed. That was like, it was tart. It was very sour compared to the, like, I bet this is going to age incredibly.
Yeah. It just, like, right in the front of your mouth, it's just like all the bubbles, like, it just cleanses your palate, and then you get the apricots, and then it just finishes sour.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even tart, it's sour.
It is definitely sour.
It is mouth puckering. It is, like I said, I was gleeking, like, talking, like, there's so much saliva in my mouth after that.
I love the apricot in this. It is phenomenal. That's what you get right away, like you said.
Right.
You get the apricot up front, and then it goes into like the saison, like it's there, but then it's just like you said, my lips like burn.
And then whatever the wine barrels are, you're definitely getting that vinous kind of grape thing.
Absolutely. No,
I can't talk because there's so much saliva. It's crazy. This is amazing. Like, this is why I don't want to say I don't like Gozas, but this, like, when I want something like that, I want sour. I want my teeth are sour.
Yeah.
Oh man, what an awesome beer, and what a fun time we had. I had such a blast with Nathan in Idaho reviewing beers. So amazing stuff from Side Project. So We're in the top 5 now. Any one of these beers could have been number 1. Really, it's just sort of how I was feeling when I wrote this list out. But I could have woke up tomorrow and been like, nope, I like this one better this year. So, top 5, here we go. Number 5, another beer from Treehouse Brewing, King Julius. This beer almost broke the internet when they brewed it, and the hype was crazy. And for me, it lived up to the hype. It was Julius to the next level. It's still the best double IPA I've ever had. I hope they brew this more often. I don't know like how big of a pain it is to brew it. The only bummer is it just causes mayhem. I think there was 455 cases of this that got brewed, and it sold out in like, I think they were open for 6 hours and then 2 hours the next day. So like in 8 hours, they sold almost 500 cases of this. It went instantly, and it was trading for ridiculous amounts. So this beer was insane. I have to thank Leo for sending this one. Thank you so much for hooking this one up. I loved it. Yeah, I mean, it's in the top 5. It's the best double IPA still I've had. So let's go ahead and see what we thought about it. That's dumb. Seriously, it's... So if you guys have had Julius, think of Julius like times 10. That is the most explosively juicy, tropical, citrusy, fruity, herbaceously amazing beer ever. That's stupid. That is dumb. Seriously, I can't I'm not going to be able to sit and describe this. It's like taking oranges and just peeling them and fucking throwing them in your face and just letting it explode all over you. That's what it is. And mangoes and pineapples and peaches. Like, it's probably not even those fruits, and that's just what my brain is telling me because that's what I'm so used to. Like, just think of walking into like the produce section of a store and every like tropical looking fruit, anything that you'd imagine eating on like a tropical island somewhere. Just fucking blend all that shit up and take a shower with, just dump it all, like just bathe in it, and that's what that tastes like. It's crazy. This is stupid. King Julius, good times. Just cut up fruit and throw it in your fucking face, and that's what you get for King Julius. So, number 4, this is the beer that changed my life with hoppy beers, and this is the original can that I drank. It is Green from Treehouse Brewing. It is still my favorite IPA ever. I've had some great IPAs, and this one is still... It's crazy. Like I said, it changed my life. It was the first Treehouse beer I ever had. It came courtesy of my man Darwin from Darwin's Beer Reviews. Seriously, you've ruined me because you sent this beer and it sent me on a quest to drink every Treehouse beer, and now I'm a total Treehouse fanboy and I cannot get enough of Treehouse. So, like I said, it blew my mind when I drank it. It was creamy. It was a mouthfeel I'd never experienced with an IPA. It was an aroma I had never experienced. It was like one of those, it was a religious moment for me when it comes to beer. So, yeah, it's ruined all West Coast beers for me. I mean, there's still beers that are really, really good, but Green is the bar that I compare every IPA to, and every single one of them has fallen short. It's the fact of the matter. I'm Team Green. It's Hunnits. We said that, we joked about it. I'm driving the Green hype train. I'm the conductor of that train. So let's go ahead and see. I mean, on camera, the first time I ever had a Treehouse beer. So here we go.
If you could like swim in this, it would be amazing. That's crazy. Oh, let's go ahead and dig in. Cheers, Darwin. Thank you, sir. It's a... First of all, that's like the creamiest IPA I've ever had. It almost tastes like the mouthfeel of that is almost that of like a crazy thick like oatmeal stout. That is nuts how creamy that mouthfeel of the beer is. But up front, like the citrus and like the passion fruit, like it's so like intense and like intensely flavored. I don't even know how to describe it. tons of citrus, orange. There's grapefruit rind, like orange pith. There's like pineapple. There's tropical fruit. Middle of the mouth, you get like this awesome kind of bitterness, but it doesn't linger on your palate because there's so much more of that like sweet kind of fruit juice that's with it. Very creamy mouthfeel, but very drying, which sounds weird. I'm having a hard time with this beer because it's that amazing. It's so crazy too, because every time I go to take a drink, like that crazy herbaceous, like basil note, like goes into my nose. So like when you're tasting, like when the beer goes on your palate, you still have that like in your sinus. It's this is crazy. This beer is stupid. So good.
Oh, Green, I love you so much. Actually, cool. I'm glad I have that on video. It's cool that I can always remember the first time I ever had a Treehouse beer. So into the top 3 we go. Not a single hoppy beer to be found. So coming in at number 3, a West Coast beer from the Lost Abbey right up the road in San Marcos, California. This is their Duck Duck Goose. This is the 2009 vintage. And this was graciously shared with me by Nathan, my brother in beer, from Behind the Bar Beer Reviews. He planned a trip out to San Diego, and we're like, dude, we're gonna slay some whales. I traded a bunch of stuff to get a 13 bottle of Duck Duck Goose, and he had said, hey, I have a 2009 bottle, so we're gonna do a vertical and we're gonna film it, and that's what we did, and it was fucking amazing. So this for me is still the best sour I've ever had. The 2013 bottle was incredible and probably should be on this list somewhere, but the 2009 was just that, but I don't know, it was just next level. It had mellowed out a little bit. It wasn't overly sour. It was just the most perfect. I think we called it perfect. So yeah, what a fun weekend that was. And you'll see in the top 3, it was beers that I had with him. So Duck Duck Goose, 2009 vintage. Let's see what we said. Like it's been aged.
It's not near as tart
right
on the nose. You don't get near as much of the vinegar like that, just that over the, in your face.
Right, with this one, like you'd smell and immediately your mouth would start watering. This one's a lot more mellow, so.
Cheers.
Cheers, thank you, sir.
Way different. But Jesus.
Dude, but so good.
God. That is, the nose kind of follows it. It's not near as tart as the other one, but it's almost like smoother.
Right, so immediately in my mind, I'm like, if somebody wasn't crazy into sours and they tasted the 2013, you would say, taste this, because it's that, but it's like, just kick down a notch.
But I feel like that's
this is professional shit, by the way.
I feel like it balances it out and just makes it, I don't know, it's easier to drink, I think, than that one.
This is much easier to drink. Like, you're not going to get that crazy palate fatigue. Yeah. Like, I went to Sourfest, and like 5 or 6 tasters into it, you're like, shit, I can't taste anything. This isn't like that crazy. I mean, I really liked the crazy, like, in your face from the 2013, but this is like, it's like you said, it's like aging something, so it kind of makes it to where you're like, this is absolutely perfect right now.
Well, that's the word I was going to use. I feel like this is like the perfect sour.
Right, like all the flavors are there, it's just a little mellower.
Yeah.
And this is like if there was somebody who was like, that's a little too sour, we'll drink this one. Yeah. And they'd be like, that's amazing. I mean, we called it absolutely perfect. That Duck Duck Goose was amazing. And bro, by the way, if you want that bottle back, I think you had mentioned in your video that if you wish you had it back, it's yours. So let me know if you want it and I will send it back to you. So number 2, another Treehouse beer. Shocking, I know. This was Good Morning. And this is the growler of it that I got from my man Leo. I actually had this twice this year, and the first time I had it was when Nathan came out and we did our whale slaying. And we did it in a video with Morning Delight, and it kind of, we didn't spend enough time on either one of those beers, unfortunately, but we drank it after that, and I kind of think it jaded, my opinion at least. I can't speak for Nathan, but I was lucky enough to where Leo, they brewed it again, and Leo went out, got a growler, sent it, and I got to just sit down with it. It was a long video, like 15 or 16 minutes. I never do long videos like that except for something like this, but sitting there and getting to drink this beer on its own, this beer is freaking incredible. It's coffee, it's maple syrup, it's insane. So for an 8% stout, it's probably my favorite. What's the best way to say this? Probably my favorite single-digit stout, if that makes sense. It's amazing. So let's go ahead and see what we thought about it. It's definitely there, but the coffee notes and the chocolate notes in this are freaking amazing. It is. It's like fresh coffee grounds. I know Eric was giving me shit, but when you walk into, and the only reason I'm saying Starbucks is because that's the coffee that like we stop at when we're on trips. I mean, that Starbucks is out in California. That's what's out here. There's some like little local coffee shops that are around, but like when you're, driving somewhere, a couple hours away, it's always like, hey, let's stop at Starbucks for coffee. When you walk into Starbucks, there's like this coffee ground smell. It smells like this. But yeah, the chocolate is awesome. There's like those roasted malts. It does. It smells like breakfast. It's like when you come downstairs and someone's cooking, making pancakes. We make pancakes for the kids on the weekends. And like when you pour maple syrup over and have a bite of pancakes, there's a smell in the room of that. That's how this smells. Yeah, it smells absolutely amazing. I'm like salivating, so go ahead and dig in. Leo, thank you, sir. Cheers. There is so much maple syrup in that. Like, it's not crazy dominant on the nose, but when you drink that, it's like taking a sip of if you had like, I don't even know what good maple syrup is. I don't drink I don't eat a whole lot of maple syrup, but I could imagine as a kid, like when my grandma used to make pancakes, we had like the Aunt Jemima thing. I could imagine taking like a bottle of Aunt Jemima's and just like taking that's like a swig of it. That's what that tastes like. Drinking maple syrup, he says. #FatForever. So yeah, here we go. Number 1. You guys probably know what this is already if you watch any of my reviews. Another beer graciously shared from my man Nathan. Like, you look at the top 6. Top 6. He is either in the video with me or shared these beers with me. Like, could I have asked for a better friend to meet a couple years ago? No, it's fucking amazing. I love Nathan Ryerson. This is Morning Delight from Toppling Goliath. It is a 12, I think it's 12%. Yeah, I think it's 12%. Toppling Goliath, I'm not going to go there right now. They don't put ABVs on their bottles, which makes no sense. But anyways, Imperial Stout brewed with maple syrup and coffee, and this beer, from the moment I smelled it and tasted it, just blew me away. And I think I had said I just said Good Morning was my favorite single-digit stout. This is my favorite Imperial Stout, non-barrel aged. This beer is fucking insane. And I feel like, I don't know. I don't really know how I feel. I feel like this kind of changed the game for me as far as maple syrup beers. Barry talks about how maple is like his thing, and I get it after drinking this beer. This beer was amazing. And like I said, I cannot thank Nathan enough for sharing this with me. So let's go and check out what we thought about Morning Delight. Yeah, it is maple syrup. It's like if somebody took maple syrup and just threw it on the walls at a Starbucks when they're roasting coffee. That's exactly what it smells like. Amazing. It's crazy. That smells stupid. So, well.
You ready?
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
Thank you, sir. Dude, that's like milkshake consistency, by the way.
It's so thick.
That is so stupid. Wow. Wait till you taste this. My brother-in-law's here, by the way. He's going to be tasting this off.
He's like, wrap it up. Come on, guys. Well, I mean, the first thing you notice is like the thickness of the beer. It's creamy.
It is viscous.
It's ridiculous.
I haven't had a mouthfeel on the beer since a Treehouse beer like this. But it is straight, like you guys said. They did a review while you guys were there, and they had said chocolate chip pancakes. It tastes like chocolate chip pancakes with maple syrup.
Like that baker's chocolate.
Yeah.
It's like, and then the maple.
That is freaking amazing. The hype train's real, Eric. Flavor Flav. He's got his clock on right now.
Yeah, absolutely does.
It's like brownie batter too. There's like that chocolate in it.
Yeah, absolutely. So amazing.
Wow.
So big.
That's I mean, you're right. It's easily that's a 100 beer. There's, I mean, you don't even have to like think about a grade for that. That's 100.
Well, and the thing about it that's amazing to me is that it's not barrel aged. Like there's you almost feel like with the thickness of it. And
Yeah.
Just,
Could you imagine if that was barrel aged though? Like, what would people do for that? There'd be fights.
Oh yeah.
There would be fights. So there you have it. It was Insta Hunnits for Good Morning. So that's it, guys. That wraps up my favorite 15 beers of 2015. So if you made it through the entire video, I love you guys for making it that far. Really, really appreciate everyone watching. Everyone. I say this in my videos all the time, but I can't thank you guys enough. Without people watching and interacting these videos, like, what's the point of making them? It's so fucking fun to do these, and it's because of you guys who watch. So yeah, I can't thank you guys enough for watching these videos, for sharing them, for liking them, for commenting on them. I've made some amazing beer friends this year. You know, John, Eric, Nathan, Darwin, Nick from What Cheers, DJ. I mean, the list just goes on. Jeff, everyone who sent beers. I can't, like, there's so many awesome people who have sent beers, and I can't remember all of you right now, and I really, really apologize, but you know who you are. I've emailed with you, I've messaged with you, we've broed out over beer in 2015. So if 2016 is anywhere near what 2015 was, I can't believe what 2016 will hold if that's the case. So again, I really, really, really appreciate you guys hanging out on the channel. Let me know what you think of this list. Like I said, not everyone's going to agree, and that's fine. I know that everyone's tastes are different, and you know, I like what I like, and you like what you like, and we all like what we like. So if you want to leave, you know, your favorite beers of the year, you know, it doesn't have to be 15 of them. You know, what was your number one beer? You know, what was your top 5, top 10, whatever you want to share. Let me know, and if you've had any of these beers, you know, leave a comment. Let me know. Yeah. 2015 was amazing. I can't believe it's over already. So cheers to 2016, and cheers to all of you guys, seriously, who are hanging out on this channel. So tell your friends. Let's get some more people involved in sharing beers together. So that's it, guys. 2015's gone. Those were my favorite 15 beers. Sorry for the length of this video, and I appreciate everyone who made it to the end. So cheers to all of you, and we will see you real soon.
Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.